Sir Patrick Stewart's lifelong love affair with acting has seen him become the face of the world's most revered characters.
Hey, bonjour. Buenos dias.
From the humblest of beginnings with an abusive father, Sir Patrick rose to the highest echelons of his craft, leading to a knighthood in 2010.
Is this a dagger which I see before me?
So when a man of this calibre releases a memoir, you better do your research.
So Patrick Stewart, welcome to the project. I do have a slight confession to make. I didn't actually read your book. You read it to me. I listened to the audio version. It was fantastic hearing your story in your voice. Wow.
Well, that is very encouraging. Sarah, let me say, first of all, what a pleasure it is to talk to you. And what you said is very pleasing because I had an objective. I've never done an audiobook in my life before. And I'm not sure I will do another one. We recorded the book in 41 recording sessions because I found myself at times in certain moments of the memoir of getting emotional. And so I tried to be sensitive and yet detailed. One of my hardest moments I remember was saying how, because we lived in a one up, one down, and how the one down, the ground floor, one day was, my mother was lying bleeding on the floor and the room had policemen in it and ambulance men, and moments like that, which actually grasp me somewhat now, were not easy to talk about, but I had insisted to myself that I would, because they are who I was and what I became.
It wasn't until the age of 47 that Sir Pat was cast as Star Trek's Jean-Luc Picard.
Pursuant to subsection D3, I name the Grisellas to arbitrate.
Grisellas?
Unfortunately, they are currently in their hibernation cycle. However, they will awaken in 6 months, at which time we can get this matter settled.
He's since spent nearly half his life in the role, constantly uttering the famous line behind the title of his memoir, Making It So.
Make it so.
Make it so. Make it so.
Is it true that your great pal, Sir Ian McKellen, he actually begged you not to take the role? He said it would ruin your career.
Yes, he did. And he now knows that the world know this about him. And he has admitted publicly as well as privately that he was wrong.
Did you ever go full Trekkie?
Full Trekkie? Only if I was trying to be funny.
When are you going to stop lecturing me?
When you start listening.
You did work with Ian, of course, in X-Men. Can you share any favourite memories of working with your friend?
Oh, well, the favourite recollection is that we had trailers side by side. And so he would say, oh, come into my trailer, have a cup of coffee. Or I would say in the afternoon, come into my trailer, have a cup of tea. Or then, we would have a glass of wine in the evenings because we worked late. And then I began to discover what a beautiful man he was. And I fell in love with him. And so did my wife, luckily. And in fact, Ian, and it was her idea, Ian performed our wedding ceremony.
What I love about the fact that you came to kind of television and movies a bit later in life is that you're a bit alien to the world of celebrity. Can you tell me about the time you met Sting?
Oh dear, yes. We were filming Dune, the original Dune.
I wish it. This is a Harkonnen animal.
Now, I was not really up to speed with popular music. I love music, but popular music had escaped me. But I heard this name Sting, and I thought, what a curious name. And then he arrived, and there was this gorgeous, handsome man, and a delightful, modest, charming man. Then one day, I saw him sitting alone, so I went over and sat next to him. And I introduced myself once properly, once again. And I said, so you're a musician? And he said, yeah, I am. And I said, what do you play? And he said, bass. And I said, you know, I've often wondered why musicians choose to play the biggest, ugliest instrument that they have to carry around with them, thinking. And he said, no, not a double bass, a bass guitar. Oh, I said, I wasn't prepared for that. And I said, so are you part of a group? And he said, yes, I play with the Police. And I said, you play with a police band? And of course, he looked at me seriously and then he began to laugh like you. I got it totally wrong.
So Patrick shares in intimate detail his great loves and losses, including his wife, Sunny, and his 2 previous marriages.
In your 83 years, Patrick, what have you learned about love?
About love. That it's probably the greatest gift that as human beings we've been given at all. I cannot imagine a life without it. The feelings that I have for my wife, the feelings that I still have for my 2 children, even though we are separated. And it gives me confidence, it gives me strength, and it keeps me going at times.
So, Patrick, congratulations on such a beautiful, open memoir. It was a joy to read, and I appreciate your time. Thanks for chatting with The Project.
Sarah, thank you so much. I've enjoyed it a lot.
What a delightful fella.
Yeah, you really enjoyed that,
Oh,
didn't
he
you?
was such a gentleman, and so many brilliant stories in the memoir. It's called Making It So, and it's out everywhere right now. I highly recommend the audiobook as well because you get to hear that velvety voice.
Yeah.